Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. We have a lot to discuss. Now I think things move from the Champions Trophy onwards back to the woes and the problems of Pakistan cricket once again, and I think we're in that mode already, and we've got to talk about a lot of issues. But before that, once again we update our viewers that the Champions Trophy has been successfully concluded in Pakistan. The chairman Pakistan Cricket Board, Mohsin Naqvi, took to digital media, of course through social media. He congratulated all stakeholders as well. He said that the entire team, institutions, assistants and all officials deserve appreciation. He also said that the strong collaboration led to a smooth tournament execution. Security measures ensured safe environment for international teams. Fans supported the event, creating an electric atmosphere, and he thanked all stakeholders. He of course was there on the platform X as well. A tweet came, and of course I think all stakeholders deserve appreciation and congratulations. We discussed this before as well, that at the end of the day a successful tournament comes to a conclusion, and alhamdulillah Pakistan has been brilliant in all its planning and execution, especially from the time Pakistan successfully attained the rights to host this competition, then moving on to the reconstruction and rehabilitation of stadiums, which was a monumental task, unprecedented. Even the ICC CEO of course said that we didn't believe this could be done in record time, but credit to all of them. And I think at the end of the day, the law enforcement agencies, the people who were involved in the local administration, the ground staff especially of Pindi, Karachi and Lahore, all the PCB officials, everybody from the broadcast perspective to people on ground who were the labor force behind the reconstruction of these stadiums, everybody deserves a huge thank you. And I think Pakistan truly thanks each and every one individual for making sure that Pakistan amongst the Committee of Nations shines out bright, and of course a successful tournament comes to a conclusion. Then we move on back to business. It's Pakistan's tour to New Zealand, and of course New Zealand have announced their T20 international squad as well. It's very interesting. We'll be discussing that. We'll show you that squad as well. But the Pakistan team has been involved in scenario-based practice matches. Now the thing is that I am still trying to understand in this day and age that these scenario-based practice matches are very important, but why once those scenarios come we are not able to execute that planning and everything. So that is a source of concern, but it was a good omen seeing youngsters Hassan Nawaz, Abdul Samad, they were batting. Jandad batted brilliantly as well. I saw a couple of hits by him. Shaheen Shah Faridi was bowling. Shadab Khan his wicket was taken by the mystery spinner Abrar Ahmad. So a lot of mystery was going around in the scenario-based practice matches. But then again, I think it's a good tour. Once again, New Zealand at home are a fantastic side. And I think everywhere they're playing in the world, they're professionals. And I think it's going to be a good contest, especially for the newly appointed skipper of T20 cricket, Salman Ali Agha as well. So we're discussing all of this on the show. Time now to introduce our guest. First of all, joining us is cricket commentator, international broadcaster, presenter and our sports expert Asif. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, I'm perfect, thank you very much.
And we've also been joined by first class cricketer and expert Kashif Majeed. Assalamu alaikum Kashif, how are you?
Well, I'm perfectly alright, thank you.
Right, Kashif, the aura of this tournament is something first of all that we need to understand. Alhamdulillah, it comes to a successful conclusion now. In your fraternity as well, your social circle, your cricket circle, or the fans that you've talked to, what is the general perception? Because when you look at the history, after 29 years an ICC tournament happened in Pakistan.
Apart from the final, I guess it was a fantastic tournament to host, and I'm talking about the final because we wanted that final to be either in Qaddafi Stadium or National Stadium Karachi. So that was just not the case. But eventually when we talk about this tournament happening in Pakistan, there is a generation lost between the last ICC event in Pakistan and this one, because there are a number of people who haven't seen even on the television. They were not even born when the last ICC event held in Pakistan. That was 1996 Cricket World Cup, and from 1996 to 2025 it's been a long 29 years. So most probably it's a new experience for so many people. I still remember going to the ground and finding a few youngsters who've been to Rawalpindi Stadium. Eventually those matches washed out, but going there and having a feel of an ICC event, just to find out that two international sides sitting in the dressing room and the dugout, and few of them are just coming to the ground. That entire feel is entirely different for those guys, and most probably if those matches would have been there, you can see the sense of motivation amongst our youngsters in this twin city would have been skyrocketed. But eventually we will say that this was an event much needed for Pakistan, and it will pave way for so many events to come. And now ICC and the world body and every team around the globe except for the India knows that Pakistan is the place to play cricket.
Absolutely. K. Asif Ahmad, as a broadcaster, as a commentator, you understand the aura that circles around any tournament, whether it's international or domestic. But for Pakistan, what does it mean now, since it has come to a successful conclusion? And all the people that the chairman Pakistan Cricket Board has mentioned in his tweet, including law enforcement, local administration, especially the ground staff, and all the volunteers, everybody who was working, really deserve a lot of appreciation.
Well, Ahmed, to be honest, that after a long time, I've seen that being nation, we stood together, and remarkable efforts from the Pakistan Cricket Board, the management, as you were talking about the security forces. Everybody was involved, and I had a chance to visit Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, though it was raining, but that the crowd was there. They were standing outside the stadium, and they were just waiting for the teams to go outside the stadium, and they just waved to the players, to the international players. I think that passion of the cricket was somewhere missing from last 29 years. That Pakistani nation, we were struggling, we were fighting against terrorism, and we should applaud the security forces, the way they brought each and everything perfectly smooth. I've been to Lahore as well. I had a chance to meet with spectators, and they were happy. They were extremely happy. And rightly, as Kashif bhai was mentioning, that we were expecting the final at Lahore or Karachi. But unfortunately, what happened that the one country, the only one country, he tried a lot to create some trouble for Pakistan. But in the end, their Secretary of BCCI, Rajiv Shukla, he visited Pakistan, and then the Vikrant Gupta, he was in Lahore. He met with the spectators, and he said in an interview that I was feeling that I'm Shah Rukh Khan, the way the spectators are giving me the love. I've heard from Rajiv Shukla on that time. Luckily, I was there. He was saying that a guy asked a question, a journalist, about the bilateral series. He said that yes, we are planning. Yes, we are looking forward. Yes, we want something extraordinary between Pakistan and India. And his arrival at Lahore itself an announcement that yes, without Pakistan there is no cricket. Without Pakistan you cannot go for any other ICC tournament. And see, when Pakistan will be playing T20s matches at the Sri Lanka, at the neutral venue, India will be traveling to Sri Lanka to play their home matches there. Then I will ask that now face the music, because you guys have started this, and now the Pandora box is open. See that the Pakistani nation, they supported, and they were chanting slogans for even Virat Kohli at Lahore, at Gaddafi Stadium, when Virat Kohli was making century at Dubai. So these kind of vibes, this is the cricket, guys, and this is that we are a cricket loving nation. And congratulations to every Pakistani who participated. You especially, Ahmad, the Kashif, the people like Kashif bhai sitting over the TV and talking about the Champions Trophy. I think it's remarkable.
Well, it is remarkable, certainly. And I think, all of us would really once again like to see many more ICC tournaments coming to Pakistan, and completely. And I think it's really going to make a huge difference for the cricket fraternity in this country, and especially for the future of cricket as well. Now we come to business as usual. It's back to business, and the fact is that okay, the Champions Trophy has been successfully concluded. Our personal teams was concluded very quickly. So I think now they're on a tour to New Zealand. Salman Ali Agha is the skipper. New Zealand have announced their side. They've got Bracewell, who's going to be the skipper, but includes a lot of experience in there as well. Finn Allen is coming back to the side. They still have the luxury of people like Daryl Mitchell, who are going to give them that experience. Matt Henry in there as well. Mark Chapman, who's a fantastic player. Jimmy Neesham comes back to the T20 side as well. So there's a lot of experience that is coming from T20, and I think it's going to be a brilliant contest up ahead. Yes, Kashif, Majeed, this tour to New Zealand.
Tour to New Zealand captain Salman Ali Agha, who's been playing a very good brand of cricket in Test and ODI, so we wanted him to captain T20 side. Just 4 months ago, we wanted Rizwan to be the captain of white ball formats, the one day and T20. And just after 4 months, and having not played so many T20 matches, we wanted Salman Ali Agha to be the captain. And Kashif was right that it can be a pathway to yet another captain in a couple of months' time, because a name was taken earlier, since he was not part of Pakistani setup for the last year. So they wanted Salman Ali Agha to be a scapegoat, most probably for a series, because series in New Zealand with this young side will not be an easy task. So I'm not sure. We always talk about that surgery of the players. I want all those people to be around me, and I ask the question, what they've thought when they asked Rizwan to be the captain of T20 side just 4 months ago. And after the conclusion of the 4th month and the Champions Trophy, where we lost in the 50-over format, we asked Rizwan to step down from the T20 captaincy, and he still be the captain of the one-day team, where we lost in the Champions Trophy very badly. I don't want Rizwan to step down, because he just recently won the 2 series against Australia and New Zealand. He was a good captain. For me, he was all right. Given the circumstances, the team he has got, he did pretty okay. Now T20 captaincy going to Salman Ali Agha, I guess he wasn't there in the initial plans of T20 team, and now he's the captain. So I'm not sure when they talk about the surgery of a player. I want the surgery of all those officials, all those people in the PCB. What they are thinking? Do they have a plan? Do they have a short-term plan? Do they have a long-term plan, or even a plan? If not, then how can we come up with an argument that this player is not doing or that player is not doing? Because not a single player in this Pakistani setup, I guess, say in all 3 formats, now have got a potential, saying that he'll be staying in a certain format, because everyone's life in the team is at risk.
Kashif Ahmad, I must ask you this question, and a lot of people might not appreciate this question, but I think as broadcast
but who cares,
journalist,
Ahmad?
I wanted to say that in nice words, that as a broadcast journalist, it is my solemn responsibility to take up matters. Wherever you go in the world, let's only talk about developing cricketing nations. I'm not even going elsewhere. Have you ever heard any cricket board, any cricketing nation, any cricket fraternity around the world saying after a loss in a tournament or after disappointment that we're going to do a surgery of the player? Have you ever even heard this terminology anywhere else?
Yes, I have heard in Pakistan.
Yeah, apart
from Pakistan, I never, of course. And see that if you have heard the presser of Gautam Gambhir right before the final, and somebody asked him about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma that they're not performing well. He said, "Excuse me, stop. I'm stopping you. That they're the heroes of India and they've done a lot for the Indian cricket." So you know that the responsible personalities, they come up with these kind of answers. Yes, we lost in T20 World
I mean,
Cup.
pardon my interruption, but I didn't see the English cricket board saying we're going to do a surgery.
Yeah.
I just saw Butler stepping down as the captain because he realized he was not able to deliver as a skipper for England. Simple
Now
as
there's
that.
the difference of mindset that a captain who realized that I'm the responsible and I was the skipper, our team didn't perform well, I'm stepping down. But in the scenario of Pakistan, it's little different, that the captains, they don't take responsibility. Either it was Sarfraz, either it was Misbah-ul Haq. We lost in 2015, Misbah-ul Haq at the airport. He said that, see, this is the mindset reflecting your statement that, okay, I'm resigning. Now, one person who is sitting on the TV, he will be very happy after my resignation. And he was talking about the Sikandar Bakht, because Sikandar Bakht used to criticize on Misbah-ul Haq. What happened with the Sarfraz Ahmad that when we lost in 2019, Pakistan Cricket Board said that we are with you, Sarfraz, don't worry. Unluckily, we lost against Sri Lanka 3-0 in T20 series at Gaddafi Stadium. and then Pakistan Cricket Board has decided that we don't want Sarfraz Ahmed. I think this is not the way, that you don't take decisions like this.
I mean, every time, why is it the players, why is it, you know, who are forced into changes? Let's take a look at this Pakistan squad, first of all, and then, of course, I think we can better comment on that as well. Yeah, there you have it.
Well, Salman Ali skipper Shadab Khan, from nowhere, Shadab Khan vice captain, and then Abdul Samad, Abrar Ahmed, Harish Rauf, Hassan Nawaz Jhanda. See, I want to talk about Shadab Khan. What happened? If you see his first class season, that he didn't perform well. He was okay with his stats, but you brought him as a vice captain right after the series. Then where you guys are grooming some new captains, that okay, Salman Ali Agha is a new skipper. Once again, Khushdil Shah, what happened to him? You brought him from all the way from the Bangladesh Premier League, BPL, and now he has performed better, average. His performance was average because Pakistan lost. I cannot say that it was extraordinary effort.
You know, it's brought me to a point where two very particular people on YouTube, you know, they do a very aggressive show from Karachi. At times I think they're making a lot of sense now. I mean, just look at the look, I am not at all happy today. The fact is that we are absolute clowns. I mean, what are we doing in this world? It's just preposterous.
Are you following Jason Gillespie?
I didn't say that. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that's going to stick to me. But please don't quote me on this. Please expunge this statement. But Kashif, Majeed, as a player yourself, I mean, what is this surgery with players, and we're going to do this? So you're failing as a system. I was just very interested. I told someone that the next big player for India now is going to be Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah.
And I'll be very honest, I didn't check his stats. When I looked at his stats, I was surprised. The guy's already played 70 one-day internationals. And then I went to first class, more than 80 matches, an average of 49. And that's when I realized, you know, that that's the reason why Indian cricketers are so successful, because they've established. And in Pakistan, we don't do anything at all. We just make a criteria that any player who's coming to the side needs at least 20 to 30 minimum first class games. That's it, period.
Okay, 20 to 30 first class. I guess I can take the names even in this squad. 7 to 8 people, the total of their first class matches won't be 20 to 30, and still they're part of the Pakistan team. Okay, I guess when we talk about other systems around the globe, let's not compare ourselves with them. For instance, I know a mentor was sitting at a private channel and he was criticizing Pakistan team, and he's part of Pakistani setup as a mentor.
Kashif bhai, please mention his name.
Shoaib Malik was there. Then I came to know that Wahab Riaz will be playing in National T20 post retirement, like 2 years. He's retired for 2 years, and he's a mentor, and he is head of the mentors, and he'll be playing as a player. And the next statement Wahab Riaz will be giving, that we are here to, you know, polish the skills of the youngsters by occupying one position of a youngster in the team. Yes. So as a system, let's not talk about the system. Let's talk about the certain individuals in Pakistani team. There was a time that where we created heroes. We have created a stylish opener, Amir Sohail, with an average of 32. We have created a hard hitter, one down batsman, Ijaz Ahmed, with an average 32. And then there are so many other people who've been personified as the heroes of the 90s. And when we go down their statistics, they were just nowhere to be found. They were just average at that precise moment. But eventually, the aura created around those players was that they are the match winners. And yes, on the given day, they can win any match from any situation. Yes, I agree to Mohammad Hafi's statement that there are no single ICC trophy when it comes to the people of 90s or the players of the 90s. But having said all those, I still believe they were the match winners. There were different circumstances, let's not go in the debate, but they were the match winners. But fast forward 2010 onwards, not a single hero. And when we talk about Babar Azam as a classic batsman, there are a number of people who is hating Babar Azam for no reason, and I'm not sure why. I genuinely believe this team needs stability at least for 6 to 8 months. This coaching staff, this management at least needs stability. But what happened was, when we provided the stability to team, we eventually landed in the semi-finals of the T20 and the finals
But
of the
I'm going to
T20 World
connect
Cup.
that argument that you're making right now. If we can have the Pakistan squad up there once again, I think we can figure it out that, what Kashif is talking about stability. And a lot of these players have been in and out of the side just for the sake of the benches. I mean, Kashif, now, once you look at this squad, I'm not even going to the major names who have already played for Pakistan. But I will talk about Umair bin Yusuf. Abdul Samad is coming into the side for the very first time, and Hassan Nawaz. Now, these three players have been brought into the side, and the famous, Usman Khan is still in there.
Yes.
And I don't know what our planning and execution is so far. Mohammad Haris, so-called, rested for future. The future has finally come for him. That's what Wahab Riaz said when he was, in charge of the selection. What kind of stability will these guys get? Because this is a New Zealand tour. You lose this one, you come back, then all the onus is going to be on these new guys.
They'll be the scapegoats. And okay, what happened was, any team who wants to establish their youngsters, they want their youngsters to become part of a dressing room who is on the winning moments. We could not ask a youngster to fill in a spot, a crucial spot at the team when the team is losing and genuinely losing very bad. So what if, talk about Hassan Nawaz. I was playing few days back with him. He was a genuine talent, an exceptional talent. But eventually he will land in a dressing room where Salman Ali Agha is not sure for his place in the team. Shadab is not sure as a vice captain that he'll be staying with the team for the future tournament. And he as a youngster and other youngsters, he as a youngsters has to look upon those seniors for their guidance, for their support. And the senior himself is finding it difficult to come up with a conclusive, statement of encouragement for these youngsters. So this is a culture. And what happened was, I was referring to the era where Babar Azam established a team under Babar Azam's captain. I genuinely believe he was not a captain material, but I still believe he was the one guy who has actually unified the whole bunch of cricketers, and they were performing good. What happened was, suddenly the insecure people in the Pakistan Cricket Board found that they are not listening to their unjust advices at times.
Yes.
And what happened was, they sacked Babar Azam for the sake of sacking him, and they wanted Shaheen Afridi to become a captain for the sake of becoming a captain.
I mean, it's very unfair.
What happened was, now we are looking at the team of some talented guys, but with a mindset that they are not there to play for Pakistan. They'll be playing for their places in the Pakistan team.
And I think the real, I don't want, this is a, absolutely absurd word now, surgery. If you really want to do it from the corridors of the Pakistan Cricket Board. There are a couple of names in the PCB that with every new PCB management are there in different positions. I think it's now become almost a criminal offense. The fact is that nothing changes. There was no question what our batting coach was doing. Now we've brought back Mohammad Yusuf. Mohammad Yusuf has been there with the side before. We didn't see any technical improvement from our players. And I'm not asking Mohammad Yusuf to actually take the bat from them and start playing. But the fact is that, identify these things, Asif Ahmad. I'll take your concluding note that identify these problems. That's why it brings us to the very important point that Gary Kirsten had identified that the players, the dressing room environment was not suited for cricket. They had ego problems. They were not talking to each other. They were not practicing together in USA. One particular name that came out was Shaheen Shah Afridi. Even now, there are rumors circulating that the attitude hasn't improved any much.
Well, this is what we have heard when Pakistan Cricket Board announced a new name for T20 captain, and they've removed Shaheen Shah Afridi, though it was injustice. And we have talked a lot. But see that when you're playing for Pakistan, if Virat Kohli is not the captain, still is performing for the team. Still, the India is going high. Still, India is winning T20 World Cup and the Champions Trophy. If Shaheen Shah Afridi, let's suppose, is not the skipper, why you're not performing well with the ball? His performance was not okay, not up to the mark in ICC Champions Trophy, even in the Tri-Nation Series. And what's happening with Babar Azam? See that I don't criticize. See, the Babar Azam is without any doubt the only one classic player in Pakistan team right now. Rightly said by Kashif bhai. But the problem is that if Babar is not performing well and not winning ICC tournaments for Pakistan, that how could we admire his services? Yes, his personal record is perfect, his personal record is brilliant, but what about country? Where is country? So the problem with the Pakistan cricket team right now is the personal liking and disliking. In this squad, if Usman Khan is there without any performance, why Hasibullah is not there with a lot of performances in domestic cricket, lots of performances in List A, and lots of performances in T20 cricket? Why is not there? Why Mohammad Haris is there? To be honest, sorry to say that Haris got a very good relationship with Rizwan. Haris got a very good, I couldn't say friendship with the management. That Hasibullah is no more. Why Hasibullah is no more there? Because he said that I don't have friends. I don't have friends in the management. So the problem is only, Kashif, by your personal liking and disliking. You're not thinking about country. You're thinking about your personal milestones. You're talking about your personal friendships. You're talking about your personal relationships, and that's it. That's why our cricket is going down. That's why the players, they're not performing well. The big statement coming from the former coach, Gary Kristen, that the players, they're not meeting each other in the dressing room. What does it mean that they don't bother that what's happening with the Pakistan?
But Asif, this is something that needs to be put to the task, and that's why I say that the names are not bigger than Pakistan cricket. I don't want to talk about another system once again, but the fact is that they're eyeing the 2027 ODI World Cup. They're eyeing the 2026 T20 World Cup. They're right now the champions of the Champions Trophy. I mean, just look at, and if I was to take away all the skill and talk about only one thing, I'd say the dressing room environment is so professional. That's why they're winning games for India.
Well, they're acting like a nation. See, Chahal, Sky, lots of other players, they were in Dubai.
And with all due respect, Asif, the problem is not just the current cricketers. I think former cricketers right now have caused more damage to Pakistan cricket, a couple of them, with all due respect.
I'm sorry. Sitting over the TV and just talking about that the team is not playing well. Guys, you remain with the Pakistan cricket. Let's take name. Waqar Yunus Saab remain with the Pakistan cricket team as head coach, as bowling coach. What is the outcome? Let's talk about Wasim Akram. And I've heard that this legend, Wasim Akram, has said that in this age, I don't want to be disrespected from the Pakistani nation. And that's why I'm away from the Pakistan team. Because, see, if you are winning, you will get appreciation. And if you're losing, people will criticize. So you'll have to...
Well, I think it's as the English proverb goes that success has many fathers, failure is an orphan. So I think simple as that. Thank you very much, Asif and Kashif Majeed, for joining us. That wraps up Sports Extra. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.